The movie industry is one aspect of the entertainment industry that everybody wants to be in. It's a thriving platform that we all hope to see ourselves there, even me. Welcome to the Ladies in Media show, where we celebrate the outstanding journey of women in media. My name is Margaret Baden. My guest today is an actress. She is a TV personality. She has been featured in many top commercials in Ghana. Before I introduce my guest, let's go for a quick break. But our question of the day goes: are auditions even effective? Are audition effective? I want to know your answer, so you can also send your comments in our comment section. Let us know what you think about auditions, and have you ever engaged in an audition? We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, you're watching the Ladies in Media show, where we celebrate renowned, outstanding women in the media fraternity. My guest today, as I said, is an actress. She has been featured in many commercials, and not that alone, she is a TV personality. She is no other person than Cecilia Anno.
You did good.
Oh,
I would have caught you if you didn't. It's funny. It's fine. It's fine.
Bania.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Hi.
Cecilia,
Hello.
2 questions that I've been willing to ask you.
Okay.
You were really doing so well in the movie industry, then all of a sudden you vanished. We don't know where you passed. It has been a question that I've been willing to ask. So let me ask that
Okay.
first. What happened to you?
I'm still around. There are a few movies that are still in production stages, being edited. Editing takes a long time. So
Okay.
it'll seem like somebody comes on a scene, bah, 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 and then all of a sudden they disappear. But I've been working underground. And then as soon as this edited and they're willing to take it, present it, then you'd be like, oh, she's back. I do bounce back and forth from the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do bounce back and forth, but I'm around, man. I'm around. Look for me.
Okay, so when you were not seen in the movie
Yeah.
fraternity,
Mhm.
what were you doing?
So I have a few family businesses that keep me going because God knows our precious Ghanaian industry, film
Yes.
industry, it's still working on itself. And very soon, we will be able to see the
growth,
revenues that we
yeah.
want. So I do have a few businesses that I'm engaging in, property and other stuff. So I'm looking after all of those things and trying to stay afloat, basically.
So when you were not acting, you were doing property sales.
Yes, yeah.
What got you into that?
I was very fortunate. My father left us a few properties, so it's just basically, renovating and trying to, renting and leasing and all of those kind of things. Which is, it's always been an interest of mine anyway. So to actually get to do it, it's quite good. You get to learn a lot of things that you like. Oh, okay, this is actually how it goes, and you get to a lot of litigation, a lot of getting to know what contracts and what. Hey, I was like, so learning how to write contracts, learning how to write leases, and all those things. So it's been a learning curve for sure. But I'm still on the scene. I still want to be on the scene.
But when did you start acting?
I did drama in school. I did it to an A level point, and up after A level, I actually switched and did surface decoration, which is kind of like printed textiles.
Oh.
I don't know why. I was just like, I don't know. I want to do fashion. I want to do drama. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's funny how I got introduced to it. I was in a girls group, and we met up for girls. Hey, hey, hey. And I was just telling a story, and I was just so animated with the story. And one of the ladies, she's actually a story writer. And she's like, you know what? I'm writing a story for TV3, and I really think you'd be good for one of the characters. I want you to come down and audition. Like, I'm going to give you the director's name and the producer's name. Please come for an audition because I think you'd be great at this character. So hey presto, and then pretty much long story short, that's where it started from. So we're talking, so there was a big gap from 2010 with the first Aroma Rice advert, and then Sadia came with TV3 in 2017.
Are you married?
I was. I was. I'm divorced now. I have two beautiful babies. Well, they're not babies anymore. They're young adults, they like to call themselves. So yeah, I'm not
Boy
young.
or
Oh.
girl?
I'm not
Boy,
young. I'm not young.
you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Boy
Thank
or
you.
girl?
Both. One girl, one boy. So I'm done. Done.
Wow.
They say when you're blessed like that, take it. You're done.
Where did you grow up from?
So I was born in the UK. We lived there for a while, and then I came back for a couple of years. I went to Christ the King
Oh,
school. Yes, I went to Christ the King, and then after a couple of years, we left and we went back again, and I didn't come back till I was about 18. So by that time my chi had gone crack. My mom was like, "Your chi was so good," and then it just went. So I literally had to start back again, the return to Ghana thing.
beyond the
Okay,
return.
so we were doing that way before you guys were.
Really?
We at 18, a bunch of us used to come down and we just used to do this whole clubbing thing.
Really?
It's been going on forever. So I was like, man, we've been doing that for years. So it's like the whole, London crew, US crew, Netherlands
Oh,
crew, everybody would come back. It was the same. We would do the aphrodisiac, all of the clubs. So it was pretty much what they're doing now.
oh, okay. But it
Yeah,
wasn't
they've
like a
just branded
whole
it now.
thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
they've just branded it now. But we were like, it was our thing.
Okay, so talking about the movie industry, how has the journey in there been for you?
I think I've been very lucky. Though I've had moments where I've kind of gone out and come back in, it's been very easy for me to come back in and go back
Mhm.
out. Mainly because of good relations with people, good working ethics, and I also like to look for good storylines as well. There's no point, being in I always say a successful production like from TV3 like Sadia, which was in its time reigning 2010, everybody was talking about it. It's very hard to then, if you're not careful, then somebody will bring you down, especially when you're looking at branding as well. So I've been very lucky. I've been featured in The Day. I've been featured in, the case study, the RSM, which are all, productions on Aquaba Magic. So it's good to have that so that you're not it's just a accelerating journey rather than a
Mhm.
dip, 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 dip. So I've been very lucky and I'm very grateful for that.
Okay. So most people travel to Nigeria to also, tap in some small
Hmm.
graces from there. Did you ever do that?
I've done one Nigerian production, which was with Red TV. It came out. I think it was called Public Figure. It had Nashako. It had Van Vicker, where all of us were pretty much in there. So I've had a taste of Nigeria just a little bit. Red TV, we're exploring Ghana. So I don't know what they're doing now. So hopefully they'll come back and do more productions. I do have intentions of, trying to dip my toe in Nigeria just a little because they have I don't want to offend anybody, but an established industry.
Yes, now Nigeria is way above
Yeah,
Ghana.
yeah.
When it comes to the movie industry, you can't take them out. Even
You
when you Google, they are on the top
Yes,
three.
we even come
Be-
under.
no, we are not. No, we are nowhere.
Oh no, don't do
We,
that to us.
no, we are nowhere because this. Well, before I came, I Googled and
Yeah.
Nigeria came. It was part of the
Oh,
top
and where was
three.
Ghana?
I didn't see Ghana.
Oh
So
no.
you can say that Nigeria is far gone.
Hmm.
So would you comment on the fact that Nigeria was able to establish that point
Hmm.
because of their cultural story that they actually started telling? Because I felt
That
like it
is.
got to a point that Ghana didn't have a story.
Oh,
We didn't have a
why are
story
you
to
being
tell.
cruel to us?
No,
Relax.
now it's getting better, but
Yeah.
Nigeria started it way
They started no, but you see, Nigeria and Ghana were pretty much on the same platform because if we go back to Kumawood was very popular. and Okunwood stories were very popular. Everybody, and we have great artists that have stemmed from that. I'm McBrown. So
Yeah.
these are people that have Lil Wayne. All of these people, they've come from that era. So that's when Ghana movies were doing well. Then all of a sudden, I think as Ghanaians, we went to America. Yes. And then we started loving American movies and things. And what Nigeria has been able to do is, and Nigerians are very good business people. They can sell you a sock, and you have to give that to them, that Nigerians are very good business people. So even now, I even say in their music industry, Aseke is pretty much is it Aseke? Sorry for the
Yeah.
Asheke is speaking Nigerian. I don't even know what dialect it is, all throughout his songs, and he's selling out and nobody knows what he's saying. So they are very good at selling their stories and their language. A very Ghanaians, we've been very ashamed of our, and maybe not ashamed. I think is a harsh word. We haven't been confident to speak our languages, because I remember when the era when Sarkodie was even coming out, everybody was like, nobody likes chi rap. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna like that. Do
She's
you
not gonna
remember
go
that?
anywhere.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
Yes.
heard
Yeah.
that.
So it's like, and look at where it is now. So we've always been very harsh on our own dialects.
Downplaying our
We've
own.
downplayed our own dialects, and we haven't been, and I don't know why we've also kept our culture, because we always felt like, maybe our culture is not great enough. So that's been our problem. But it's so refreshing to see now. I remember the one of the first movies or series I start watching, before I was like, okay, Ghana industry is looking good. Adam's Apple by Shirley from Pomamanso. The fashion in there, she was telling a story about women, and it was fashionable. We were, they had the wicked outfits, and it was all African attire. And I was like, oh, what designer is that? So now it
Yeah.
makes you interested in what is going on in Africa. It took a while, but I think now with their Beyond the Return, and and with Afrobeats just blowing up, it's now made everybody look back at Africa and be like, okay, because growing up in the UK as an African girl, it wasn't popular. I was always seen as oh, she's pretty. But, and I remember one of my friends at school saying, you can say you're from the West Indies. You look like you're from the West Indies. And I was like, where would
Wow.
where would I say I'm from? And she was like, you know what? Just say you're from Guyana. And I was like,
Guyana.
what's the capital of Guyana? Because I don't know that. So, and
Seriously?
in my era, I'm sorry, but you guys, and my era is like cassette era, Google wasn't around those times. So it wasn't easy to just Google up capital of Guyana or whatever. So that's how difficult it was, even growing up in the UK, 1980s. Africa wasn't popular.
So you say you're from Guyana.
No, I'm from Ghana. I was like, I told her, please, I beg. I can't say that. I don't know the capital of that place. And now, and it was very tedious, because now you have to go and look for dictionary, and then you have to search for countries, and then now you have to go and be looking for G. It was too much work for me. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stick to Ghana. I know the capital of Ghana, and let me just stick to that. So Ghana, like Africa, wasn't popular. Now a friend of mine, she's actually now married to a Ghanaian, and she used to tease me so much in school. And I was like,
Wow.
look at you. And I think I remember one time I posted fufu, and she was like, oh yeah, I love fufu. And I was like, now you love fufu, So
Wow.
it's great that our culture it's now sellable, and that's
Yes.
what we need.
And I think that happened because some people started owning the
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is what you own and you love that also attracts people to fall in love with
Exactly,
it.
exactly. And I think that's why even my friends just left me to be, because she was like, "C loves being African. Yeah, she's Ghanaian." I said, "Dude, I'm a queen where I come from." I said, "I'm a princess. If you go back to my village, right? My dad says my grandma's a queen. So I really wanted that. I accepted that. I was like, my name is Abnapukia Ahinie. Like, do you know what that means? That means beads and every. So I was really owning that. And that's why I was always said that I've always loved Ghana, and that's why I always wanted to come back, because a lot of us don't see what we're sitting on a gold mine. And I absolutely, I love the sun. I'm like, "Oh, this is heaven for me. The sun, it's lovely. And we need to, and I love to see that now we're owning it. We're loving it. And it's only going to end in better and great things.
You said you were a presenter once. How did that
Yes.
come about?
So after Sadia, I went for an audition. And we'll talk for that. So I was actually I was speaking, and as they say, oh, you speak well. And I was like, oh, okay. So they had an audition with Health and Safety TV, which is HSTV.
HSTV.
Yeah. So HSTV had a program, a morning show coming up, which was called the morning healthy morning. And they needed a lady anchor for that, so I auditioned and I got it. And so it's not all bad.
Wow. And so what were you hosting, the morning show?
We were hosting the morning show, and it was a health based morning show, because I'm very healthy. So I do the my co-host, who was Cecil, and I was Cecilia, so they kind of like added Cecil and Cecilia on the healthy morning show.
Which year was that?
It was when was that? Oh, 2018, 2019. Not so far ago. Not so, but we didn't run for long, as you know it, businessmen in Ghana.
So that brings us to our question of the day. Most people go for auditions and we don't know what happens to it. A lot of people go for, like myself, I've gone for a few auditions. I really don't like auditions.
I think
all my
hates
life I've
auditions.
gone for only 2 auditions. That was when I was pretty much younger.
Yeah.
And when I grew a little, but I was like, the first audition I went, I was like, I'm never going for an audition ever again in my life.
Oh no.
Then I had to go for another audition because it was for a beauty pageant, a Christian beauty pageant. So that took me to a second audition. But I see that lots of people go for audition, but nothing comes out of it. So our question of the day, are audition even effective?
Well, I'll say yes and no. You have to keep on going. That's one. And I would advise you, don't be deterred, because what happens in audition is your first time you're super nervous. Second time you're kind of getting okay. Third time you're more familiar. You get to so it's a growing confidence. It's consistency, and every audition is different. So it lets you practice your different skill sets. Some of it's memory. They give you a script. Go and learn this in 20 minutes and come back. So then you're training on your memory skills. Some of it is, come with your own monologue. So then you get to maybe exhibit something that you've already been practicing, and you can deliver without any, problems. You can deliver. And some of it is just, they pick stories. So I think it all really is quite training yourself to be an all-rounder, because when you go the once, if they tell you to read this thing, if you don't keep the thing about acting is you have to exercise your brain muscles.
Okay.
When you work in Sadia, Dede, they're all very intensive telenovelas, because it's not all fun. I mean, we see the red carpet and we think, oh, red carpet. And that's the problem with acting, and people think that it's all red carpet. But that's just like 1%, literally. The other percentage, which is the 99.9.5%, is pretty much learning.
Okay.
And on an intensive show like the day, like you will probably have, or even show a case study, which I was the lead. Everything's on you. You're shooting every day. Some of the scenes we're shooting about 15 scenes a day.
Wow.
15 scenes are, and then each scene is like 2 pages or 3 pages of talking. Exactly. So that's the difficulty of when people actually getting to film and they realize that, oh my God, this is really hard, and you literally have to memorize everything. One story, I went on a set and I come in just at the end of the set, and they were like, oh, we want you to be the lead. And I'm like, what? You've almost finished. And literally they have to shoot everything again because the lead that they had wasn't able to deliver. So it looks easy, but really and truly, when they've put I don't know if you've seen a script delivered to an actress before, it's like almost 200 pages or whatever. Now, if the actress now lines out all of the lines that she have to say, it's a lot. And if you get a director that wants it said word for word, it's
Okay.
because what happens is your brain also is trying to speak how you speak, and the character doesn't speak how you
Like you
speak.
speak.
So you have to speak word for word like that character. That is why it's about, characterization. Once you receive your script, getting into the character. So some actors say that they lock themselves away for 2-3 days to try and be this. I remember my first local character. I was like, yeah, I die finish. And I was like, okay, cool, you can do this, you can do this. And it's literally, because I've been doing the pretty character. I do aggressive really well. I do boss bitch really well. Excuse me for the French. I do all of that really well. So I really wanted to challenge myself. And this was it's actually, this film right now is at the American African Film Festivals,
Oh,
showing in New York on the 24th of May. So if you're in New York, 24th of May, please go and see it. If
wow,
this
that's
show
amazing.
exhibits. And it was very daunting because now I have to speak Chi. And so I have to be like, okay, I can speak Chi. But it's like when you are in front of people, I can't speak it. It's like a whole, but I was
So,
like,
what was your favorite line in Chi line you
hey,
spoke?
tree line I spoke in that movie. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
girl, you are going way too far with this.
You have to say it. I want
Okay,
to hear you
so
speak it.
Confirmation is a really lovely short story.
Okay.
And it talks about this whole new era of gender gender. I'm gonna say gender. So it's about a mother discovering that maybe her son might not be gender fluid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was beautifully told. I think I went to one of the characters' house and she was busy eating and saying, "Inti would baby and how?" And it was just a really nice exchange because that conversation was very like she's very happy with her son and I'm like, "Wow, I don't get this son." So it was a really nice exchange and it was shot beautifully to tell a story about even just how Ghanaian culture affects all of that because our
Okay.
culture does affect everything.
Yeah, it doesn't support that.
Yeah.
So, what character haven't you played in a movie yet, and what character are you hoping to play?
Um. Oh gosh. So I'm very big in action. I'm the Ghana John jo- Apparently I'm Ghana Angela Jolene. So I do love action. I'm a very active person. Action for me, Cine God Studios has been doing amazing stuff with action, and I just feel like it's gonna get better. We're now doing. There's a movie coming out called Nine, with directed by Chris Attor and producer by Angela White, great American producer. So hopefully I'm hoping, it's gonna have some great effects in it, some great fight moves in it. And then Ghana should see that we're ready. We're ready for that genre. I know Ghana's like, oh, Bruce Lee, but no, we're ready for it. We're ready
Yeah,
to
I
see
think
it.
we are.
Yeah, and they're putting in so much work. Already has gone to the South African movie show festival as well earlier this April, and everybody really liked it. They were just really amazed, and yeah, it was amazing to work with Chris Atto as well. So he's doing amazing stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are you searching since you're single now?
Ah! Oh, I'm
I'm
searching for
sure
the
lots of people
Lord.
will want to know
I'm
because you're
searching
so
for the
beautiful
I'm searching
and
for the Lord.
so you're not
Margaret,
searching
Aden,
currently.
Aden. I'm not. I think that once you start searching, you never find.
Okay.
So I'm working on myself. There's certain times when marriages break down is because you need to work on yourself and need to work on, certain things about you. And that's my take from it. Nothing's ever a negative for me. It's always a learning curve. And so I'll be working on myself. And when the next person comes and he has also worked on himself, and we are putting the Lord first, we can, you find a perfect match. Why not?
Before we let you go, what last word would you leave with someone looking at you right now, hoping to be in the media field?
My last words is, as I say to you, is consistency. And, you don't look at somebody's journey and say that, oh, I want to be at her level. I don't look at, I admire them. I admire their journey, but I also know that I have my journey and I need to work on myself to be able to get to that. Understand that you're not going to just get a lead just because you walked into the door. You're going to have to work for that lead. There are a lot of directors who work with you are only comfortable when they start seeing that, okay, she doesn't give me problems, she comes on time, she knows her lines. So then they keep you in their mind. So for the next movie, they might say, okay, this lead, I think she can do it because she's been consistent. She's been working at it. So that's what it is. It's very rarely that you walk into a production and get a lead. So keep working at it, and by God's grace, you will find your lead. Don't compromise. We didn't talk about compromising. Don't compromise. Don't believe the director that says, come with me into the back. But a lot of our girls are putting themselves in that space because they see some other girl somewhere doing it and getting further. But her journey is her journey. Your journey is yours.
Just keep doing what you're doing and don't be scared. And also don't be scared of audition. From today, I changed my mind. I'm going to try another audition. This has been the Ladies in Media Show. My name is Margaret Baden. My dress was by Emma Couture. So if you're loving it, just go on IG and type Emma Couture and she will hook you up with something lovely. And thank you to my production crew. So this has been the Ladies in Media Show. When we say Ladies in Media,
we are taking over.
we are taking over. See you.